thought I had found peace. To finally put my past behind me. But I was wrong.
Their family is fragmented.
And what I can do.
What happens when ancient legends collide with modern chaos? Join us as we dive into the official trailer for Shang Chi 2, The Wreckage of Time, directed by Destin Cretton, and uncover the next chapter of this epic saga. Destin Cretton is back to direct Shang Chi 2, The Wreckage of Time, and his return is exciting for fans of the first film. Cretton did an incredible job with Shang Chi and The Legend of the Ten Rings, blending big action scenes with heartfelt moments and deep cultural storytelling. In this sequel, he's diving even deeper into the world of magic and time, exploring how Shang-Chi fits into the bigger MCU. His unique style of balancing intense action with meaningful character development ensures that Shang-Chi 2 will not only be visually stunning, but also emotionally impactful. So, what's the basic plot of Shang-Chi 2? Well, the movie picks up after the first film, where Shang-Chi has just begun to come to terms with his role as a hero and the immense power of the Ten Rings. But he quickly learns that the rings are connected to something much bigger, the very fabric of time. The teaser trailer hints at this with the line, "The rings are more than just weapons, Shang. They're linked to the hourglass, to the very fabric of time itself." This tells us that the rings have powers Shang-Chi hasn't fully understood yet. And now, someone or something has broken time, sending shockwaves through the multiverse, and Shang-Chi is the one who has to fix it. Now, you might be wondering, how does time actually break? And what does that mean for Shang-Chi? Well, it's not exactly clear who or what causes the break in time, but the teaser suggests that ancient secrets were kept hidden for centuries. Secrets that are now shattered. Time is no longer a straight line, it's fractured, meaning different realities, past events, and future possibilities are crashing into each other. This creates a whole new set of challenges for Shang-Chi. Instead of just dealing with villains or physical threats, he has to figure out how to restore balance to a timeline that's in complete disarray. What makes this theme of time so intriguing for the sequel is how it adds layers of complexity to Shang-Chi's journey. Time is a tricky thing to mess with. Just look at other Marvel movies like Avengers Endgame or Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, where messing with time or alternate realities leads to massive consequences. In this movie, the stakes are even higher because the break in time doesn't just affect one person or one event. It's causing chaos across the multiverse. So, while Shang-Chi tries to put things right, he'll also have to deal with the fact that once time is shattered, it's never really the same again. A great way to think about this is to picture a broken mirror. Even if you glue the pieces back together, you'll always see the cracks. That's what time is like in this movie. Even if Shang-Chi manages to fix the timeline, the cracks will remain, forever changing how things are. This opens up fascinating questions about how time travel will affect his decisions. If you could go back and change the past, would you? And if you did, would you be prepared to live with the consequences, knowing that things might never be the same again? Shang-Chi's personal journey is going to be a big part of the story. After the first movie, we saw him struggle with his family's complicated legacy, especially the burden his father placed on him. In The Wreckage of Time, those emotional challenges don't go away. In fact, they're amplified because now Shang-Chi isn't just dealing with his personal history, he's dealing with all of time. The emotional and psychological weight of trying to save the timeline will push him to his limits. How do you stay grounded when time itself is falling apart? And how do you protect the people you love when the future is uncertain? His relationships will also evolve in this movie. Katie, his best friend from the first film, will continue to play an important role. While she brought a lot of comic relief in the first movie, she might take on a more serious role this time as Shang-Chi's moral compass, helping him stay focused when the weight of saving time becomes too much. And what about his sister, Xialing? Now that she's taken over the Ten Rings organization, there could be tension between the two. Xialing might have different ideas about how to handle the situation. especially when it comes to using the power of the 10 rings to control or fix the timeline. One of the big misconceptions some fans have is that Shang Chi has already reached his peak after mastering the 10 rings. But in reality, his journey is far from over. In this movie, we'll likely see him learn everything more about the 10 rings and their connection to time. The teaser suggests that the rings are tied to something called the Hourglass, which might be some ancient source of time-related power. Shang-Chi will have to uncover the true purpose of the 10 rings, and in doing so, he'll realize that their power extends far beyond what he initially thought. This leads to another big question. When exactly does Shang-Chi 2 take place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe timeline? Is it after the events of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness? Given that time manipulation and the multiverse have been central themes in the MCU lately, it's likely that Shang-Chi 2 will tie into these broader stories. In fact, it wouldn't be surprising if the events of this movie lead directly into bigger MCU projects, like the Avengers, the Kang Dynasty, or Secret Wars, both of which are expected to deal heavily with the multiverse. Is Kang the Conqueror involved? It's hard to say for sure, but given Kang's established connection to time and alternate realities, it seems likely that he, or at least his influence, will play a role in Shang-Chi 2. Kang is a master of manipulating timelines, and the break in time hinted at in the trailer could be part of his larger plan to control the multiverse. But even if Kang doesn't appear as the main villain, the movie is sure to introduce new antagonists who are tied to the mystical or temporal realms. As for the setting of the Wreckage of Time, it seems like Shang-Chi will be traveling far beyond Earth. The idea of time being shattered opens the door for all kinds of incredible visuals. Imagine Shang-Chi walking through a temporal rift, with one side of him showing an ancient Chinese landscape and the other side revealing a futuristic city. Each step he takes could represent a shift in time, symbolizing his journey through different eras and realities. This gives the filmmakers a lot of creative freedom. The 10 rings themselves will likely evolve in this movie. We already know they're powerful, but how might they change as Shang-Chi learns more about their connection to time? Maybe Shang-Chi will discover that the 10 rings are part of a much larger cosmic force, one that connects them to the multiverse itself. This is a fascinating possibility because it would tie Shang-Chi's story into the bigger cosmic events of the MCU, much like how the Infinity Stones were connected to the larger universe. Secondary characters will also have important roles to play in the Wreckage of Time. Wong, who we saw at the end of the first film, will likely be a key ally for Shang-Chi as he navigates the complexities of time manipulation. As the Sorcerer Supreme, Wong has a deep understanding of mystical forces and could help guide Shang-Chi through the fractured timeline. Their relationship will be interesting to watch, as Wong takes on more of a mentor role while Shang-Chi continues to grow as a hero. There's also the possibility of new characters or cameos, given Shang-Chi's connections to the mystical side of the MCU. We might see heroes like Iron Fist or Brother Voodoo, both of whom are linked to the same mystical traditions that Shang-Chi's world is part of. And with the multiverse in play, we could even see alternate versions of existing characters, or maybe even alternate versions of Shang-Chi himself. One of the biggest questions fans have is how Shang-Chi 2 will fit into the larger MCU. Will this movie set up the events of Avengers: The Kang Dynasty? Will Shang-Chi play a role in the upcoming multiverse saga? It's hard to say for sure, but given the focus on time manipulation and the multiverse, it's clear that the Wreckage of Time will have major implications for the future of the MCU. Shang-Chi might even take on a leadership role in the next generation of Avengers, especially if his knowledge of time and the 10 rings becomes crucial to the multiverse storyline. Lastly, Shang-Chi 2: The Wreckage of Time is shaping up to be an exciting, mind-bending adventure. It builds on the rich mythology of the first film, while expanding Shang-Chi's role in the MCU in ways we haven't seen before. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our latest updates. Do let us know your thoughts in the comments section. We'll see you guys next time.